And welcome to Cute Boots Time Sonic Seattle Calendar Solstice Edition. I'll warn right off the bat. There's not a huge. I don't think there's a whole lot of cute boots. A lot of yeah, I don't think there's a lot of I mean, after an estimated 5 million people protesting in the streets last week at No Kings rallies, I think it's going to be all sort of the same usual things: the Tesla takedowns, the weekly sort of overpass bannering events. But there's nothing big planned this weekend as far as I know, protest-wise. Music-wise, OK Go is playing tonight. That is at the Neptune. That is sold out. It is also a redo of a show in January that got canceled that they are honoring tickets for, which is probably explains how it's. Well, no, I guess no. OK Go can sell out a theater. I didn't think anything of it. And then when I realized, oh, this is the rescheduled show, that does connect with like, oh, it's sold out. But Neptune is not. Neptune is a nice sized theater, but it's not huge. In Pride events, Georgetown Pride is tomorrow, from I want to say like noon to 7, and then in Othello Park, I want to say from 1 to 6 is a Juneteenth event, the 9th annual It Takes A Villiage Juneteenth. I think there's events going on for Solstice in Fremont, but it's not the Fremont, it's not like the parade with the floats and the sun and the naked bikers and all that. My job had a drag story hour. I'll do the full vloggy part in my Solstice special later today, but it went amazing. And I will just say, we ordered, this is my library copy, which is due back. We actually ordered, this is a book called The Hips on the Drag Queen Go Swish, Swish, Swish by Little Miss Hot Mess, illustrated by Olga Del Dios. But yeah, no, I didn't freeze. I was just processing. My job ordered 50 copies of this to give out. There weren't that many children, but there were a fair amount of children. The event itself was a lot of fun. The drag queen Galactic Molasses was incredible. Wait, am I just doing the vlog part now? Yeah, let's just do it, and then I'll get to some social media trends, including what are the trending terms what are the trending terms? Galactic Glasses made a really interesting observation. So, Drag Queen Story Hour is so normalized. It even says, I don't know if I'm not going to let me, but it even says it like in the corner. So, whether the right wants it to be or not, it is. And then, of course, drag happens in bars and things. Teenagers, preteens, teens, there's not really access to drag, and that's really interesting to seeing the performance or to because I mean, she acknowledged that these books are for little kids, and if you're an older kid, that's not really going to interest you, but they deserve something. Also, just we were just having a discussion before the show started, just me and her and other people who were putting on the event, just how cynical people are like, well, drag is in bars, it's inappropriate for children. It's like, well, lots of things are in bars. I mean, karaoke is just singing. Are you saying you shouldn't sing to children? People go to stand-up comedy. Are you saying you shouldn't tell jokes to children? People play games, either video games or pool or whatever. You're saying you shouldn't play games with children. It is a specious cherry-picked argument to say because drag exists in bars, there's almost nothing. Paint and sip. So you're saying children shouldn't paint? There's almost nothing that humans don't do that we don't also do drunk. Well, No, there's nothing that humans don't do, whether it's legal or not, or whether you should or not is a different story. But there's nothing that humans don't do that we don't also do drunk. So to say because drag occurs in bars, and then she made the really good point. But you act different in a bar than you act in a kindergarten, and a drag queen is no different. And she absolutely, and I'm sure she has a very completely different set. But this set, she did just like I did. She read the name of the author and the illustrator. She stopped and asked children if they had questions. She was very kind with their questions. That sometimes children, if you don't know children and how they operate, it can take them a long time to get to their question, but she was totally like patient and forgiving with that. She did, as I am speaking as a child development professional, I was like, awesome. I had no idea who sourced this drag queen, what their level of skill to reading to children was, but no, I was pleasantly surprised. I would say, if anything, the area of growth for that is they had longer books. This was the shortest of the books. They had longer books and they had a lot of them. But I mean, again, they were being paid and I think they put on a show, and it was, the event was billed as a 2-hour event and they're the star of it. So I guess there was a costume change. And the kids were so excited about that. This one girl was just like, Miss Galactic. And like, yeah, no, it was really sweet. I will play more music in a moment. She sang The Little Mermaid. Okay, that's what I'm going to play. She sang The Little Mermaid, and I lost it. I literally was actually in tears. And then she sang something from Hercules that she not duetted, but mashed up with like I Need a Hero. But it was which again, not my generation, but yeah, I was more emotional for The Little Mermaid, but that's fine. I was just talking to a coworker just about Portland versus Seattle versus LA. I've only been to LA once, but so people who are knowledgeable, we each were knowledgeable about different cities. My one friend who is she's now turning out to be my bubble buddy. Like she brought the bubbles this time, and we blew bubbles the whole time. But it's not a thing. It's I'm Ace and she's married. And her husband's in a ska band, which I'm now really curious about. I want to know. And they play Portland all the time. I guess, apparently she said they've been playing Portland. And we just all agreed Portland is an awesome city. It has a great vibe. It's better than Seattle. And then this other colleague was saying that LA, it's high cost of living. People don't pay you as well. And she gave an example that she happens to be, I was on her interview panel. I know she has a bilingual position in our job. I think we pay like a 5% premium for people who speak certain languages, and they're usually the top 5 languages that are spoken in Seattle. So it's going to be, other than English, it's going to be Spanish, Somali, Vietnamese, Russian, simplified Chinese. But she said, this is kind of funny. She's like, do you think they pay people to speak? Do they pay people more to speak Spanish in LA? Everyone speaks Spanish. It's not. I was like, oh, valid. Oh yeah, no. And then graffiti that's basically just a bunny with an X for like a nose mouth. I'm like, that's Miffy. That's your graph character is Miffy. Is that intentional? But okay, well, whatever. Which made me, and then I thought of that, and then I was thinking of Hello Kitty, and just again, like the ultimate gaslighting of trying to convince us that Hello Kitty is not a cat, but in fact a little girl living in London. I'm still not ever going to get over that. And then how come no one ever talks about the fact that the light rail just looks like a giant rolling solo jazz cup? Like that's a mood that I feel like is ignored. Okay, I am going to play some Little Mermaid. But no, yeah, so speaking of languages, I had recommended, they were like, is there any office stuff or technology stuff that we should be getting? I recommended these translator things. They didn't just entirely take my word for it. They actually reached out to some community partners and found out some of our community partners are already using this, and they're like, oh, okay. So they ordered 35 of them. And I don't know how, but they're like, maybe if they ordered them in bulk, they got a deal, but they're like a couple $100 each. Yeah, my job spent thousands at my recommendation. And then again, 50 copies of this book is not cheap. And I it's the little things, but I'm being heard at work. And that's, I mean, yeah. And credited, like someone, like today, the person who mostly put on the event, they didn't have to mention it, but they were like, shout out to me for suggesting the book. And again, like they said in the meeting, where they were like, because they've amplified me before, and I noticed that. And this person happens to be non-binary, and maybe that is like, I don't know if that's a part of it, but I've noticed they have, not just me actually, they amplify other people, as I try to always do, which is to say, give credit where credit is due, give credit, keep giving credit, so that the credit doesn't get attached to me when it's someone else's idea, which can happen if you're not careful, and if you're willing to do that or let that happen. Be careful in the work world. Don't do that, or don't do that. But no, she's always she uses both. To amplify. But it was like, yeah. Chose the book, and I was like, hey, yeah, again though, I didn't write the book. I saw it, I thought it was cute. We're doing a drag story hour. It literally is about, like, it just seemed apropos. And the queen herself also said they hadn't seen the book before, but this was maybe their favorite of the day. I really did like a book called Grandpa's Flag or Grandpa's Pride or something like that. And there was someone wearing a Protect the Doll shirt, and I was like, I love it. And I almost wore my Protect the Doll shirt. This is the sound of a record being scratched. We will get to the calendar, I promise. This is Jessie J with Part of Your World. And then, again, the algo speak, because people say that content, if you specifically say or call out Palestinians, will get suppressed. And like Hannah Krieg, it's hard. I don't know what the context is. Like, I don't know what suppressed means. Like, I'm like 7 views, woohoo! But Hannah Krieg is talking about, I used to get thousands and thousands, and now I only get maybe 1,000, and I think it's because I posted Palestine content. But if 1,000 comments or 1,000 likes is suppressed, no, I don't know. But I would, like I said, I wouldn't know if my content was suppressed, but probably. And there was a long period on YouTube where I really did feel like it was. Now I just think I don't produce the content that people are actually interested in a lot of the time, which is okay. I don't produce it for other people. I produce it for myself. But if you're here and you're watching and enjoy it, thank you. And I hope someone does. Again, it's very niche, and that's okay. And this is the most niche show. Like, this is my lowest rated show that stereo or whatever. In any event, I guess some of the gold watch is some of the things, and then curly hair. These are some of the things you put in the search term if you're looking for that kind of content. And Spoiler alert, parents reprimand their children online. Sorry to burst that bubble. I love that line, though. I love, like, the sort of the innocent, the hopeful innocence of it. Oh, and I actually can show this, because although it does, the back doesn't have the name of my guy. I try not to dox myself, though, I mean, with not probably an enormous amount of Googling, I talk about what industry I work in. I say I work at a nonprofit, and I talk about what city. Well, you know what city. It's Seattle, because that's why I do the Seattle calendar. If someone really wanted to find me, they could find me. But I'm hoping no one does for any particular reason. Actually, technically, if you know some of our branding elements, quote unquote, you might. This might make it a little bit easier. If you knew our slogan, but I think so many people have this slogan, I don't think it's really going to do. But this is the back of the shirts that they made for these are our shirts, y'all. These are my, like, this is an official, I can wear this at work shirt. This is the back. The front has our logo, and it's got the Pride colors in the back, but I'm not going to show that. I'm not going to make it that easy for you. Oh, you know we're going to play this out. Who is this, like Maroon 5, I want to say? Oh, it's Jason Derulo. Sorry, I completely lost my train of thought. So maybe it's... Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I found it. Sorry, I just lost my notes. I'm starting to wonder, like, again, I'm not saying that people are lying or that their content isn't being suppressed, but it feels like the entire TikTok store now is filled with, like, Kefia-themed and related items, and increasingly they're starting to feel scammy. Like, some of these, like, if you don't know, different countries have different patterns and colors, and for reasons. This is specifically the Palestinian one, but I'm seeing people selling other ones, but talking about Gaza, and like it feels. Just don't get scammed. I've been told on good authority that at Northgate there is a Palestinian-owned shop where you can get kefir. And then what other social media trends? A lot of people saying and doing a lot of stupid shit. So Synergy Auto Care in North Carolina. I went straight to Yelp, and yep, it's got a unusual activity tag, which tells me Yelp be trying to help the businesses hide their bad behavior again. I guess Noah Schnapp from Stranger Things said some stuff. I don't know. People are talking about boycotting Stranger Things. I don't. I kind of lost interest. I'm not going to name her, but a woman who's an artist seemed to have a really bad plane ride. But one of the people who was one of the first people to call her out pointed out like how they're opposed to all forms of bullying, and bullying her is a form of bullying. So tagging me, this anti-bullying creator, and tagging Megaboline to try and get this woman fired is exactly like what I talk about all the time. And even though I'm absolutely categorically not, because this woman like pulled another woman's hair and tried to spit on her, and then was saying some like stuff, the kind of stuff that people say when they think they're entitled to say whatever they want. Like I said, I had her name, but I am declining to name her. Thanks, Jason Derulo. Oh, and then the Boca Aquarium, which, spoiler alert, isn't an aquarium. It's a jewelry store. A woman took her kids there. Okay, a woman took her kids there. She thought it was an aquarium. When she realized it was a jewelry store, she made the best of it and took her kids in anyway and let them enjoy. They have a big fish tank. Look up the definition of aquarium. No, that's a fish tank. That's not an aquarium, by the way. Nonetheless, the business itself deemed to film their own parody video of her, like with the children, and basically trying to shame her and say, if you did your research, you would have known we're a jewelry store, whatever. And people are just like, what are you, leave her alone? Like, yeah, no. The pop music dance seems to be continuing to go. That's not what I'm playing, by the way. This is Wild Life. by Talking Heads off of True Stories. Yeah, let's do the milkshake. The OGs are, people are calling them the OGs. It's actually Molly Long is the choreographer on that. So all the people who are doing the dance, Molly Long is the original choreographer. But everyone, like every dance troupe is uploading their own version now. The Rockettes have uploaded their own version. But people are specifically with regard to the OGs, people are saying, because they're children, like, oh my gosh, how do you get children to dance like that? I can't speak for Molly Long, but from what I've seen watching Dance Moms, abuse is how you get children to dance like that. Like extreme abuse. Extreme, legally actionable, oh my god, how is this a TV show abuse? And not infrequently racism. I'm not a big Abby Lee Miller fan. I'm not a big Maddie Ziegler fan either, but I'm a huge Mackenzie fan, and Chloe is probably my favorite dancer. She left after the 4th season, and as cringe as she is, I like JoJo Siwa. JoJo and her bobos. Oh, Nickelodeon slime theories, like I'm not here for that. I see what you're saying, and I'm not innocent enough to be like, oh, you're making something out of nothing, because I am not that innocent. But I think it's a both and here. I think what you're saying about how people consume the content is very different from what it seems you're accusing the producers of the content. And I think those are two different things and worth noting. Anna Kendrick and Rebel Wilson have a new ad together for some sparkling water called Splash Refreshers. I always think he's saying fucking cold. It's thought control. There is no NBA rule. I learned this from a TikTok. There's no NBA rule against throwing underhand. They just won't do it because it doesn't look cool. Wilt Chamberlain did it for one season, and it was his best season for free throws. And then the next season he just flipped back to it, and he said it's because they don't. Well, he said he didn't want to look like a sissy. But, okay, well, yeah, they don't like it. It doesn't look cool, and they don't care if it's that. It is as or more important to look cool than it is to win the game, apparently. Because you don't see like, well, okay, we're down to the wire, I'm going to go ahead and just throw it. They just don't do it. It's like, I mean, at least in the NBA, in fact, or actually, no, yeah, they don't do it in schools, they don't do it at college level, they do it at high school level. Yeah, any basketball, yeah, I've never seen anyone do it other than like, I don't know, like random people like who like won the right to do like a half-court challenge or something, like non-athletes. But I don't think I've ever, I just assumed it was a rule that you couldn't do it. But you absolutely can. Just you're good luck finding someone who does. And I promise we will get to the calendar in a moment. But while we're still talking about sports, specifically basketball, Caitlin Clark is not even remotely the most interesting women's basketball player named Caitlin. That would be Caitlin Cunningham, also known as Caitlin Dark. She plays for the Cyclones, which are an Australian team. They are currently 8th in their division. She's also she openly goth. I guess there is no rule against wearing makeup. Is there a rule against wearing makeup in the WNBA? There's no rule against wearing makeup in Australia, and she wears like full on like goth makeup. She's also in a pop punk band called Free Entertainment. She also models. But she was talking about how she went from like 200 subscribers to like 23,000 with all this new attention. And that she accepts the comparisons to Pete Davidson as valid, which is kind of funny. Gary Portnoy wrote the themes to Cheers, Punky Brewster, and Mr. Belvedere, of which I have to say, actually, Mr. Belvedere is my favorite, although Cheers, Wikipedia acknowledges them as the most known for. Okay, we're going to get to the calendar. We're going to start, like I said, we're going to start with the cute boots. Let me pull up my... What did I do? What did I do? That song is still stuck. That song gets stuck in my head a lot. Oh, okay. I should have. Okay. And I don't. Yeah, no. Okay. I did not have this pulled up at all. Oh, okay. Saturday, Seattle, no war in Iran. Okay, I stand corrected. There may, because of that escalation, there may actually, even though I was like, we just had a big thing, there was a thing in Bellevue yesterday that was specifically and me, I'm like, are we going to war with Iran? I mean, I don't, well, I didn't think so, but yeah, people are mobilizing quickly. This is Leslie Jordan featuring T.J. Osborne with In the Sweet By and By off of Company's Coming. It is the solstice. That means it is the longest day of the year. Normal days have 24 hours, but today has 27. No, that's not how it works. By longest day, they just mean it is the most daylight of the year. Sun it's just going down now. Let me write that down. Okay, emergency mobilization. All right, here it is, the protest calendar for the week of June 16th to the 23rd. Rest in grace, Leslie Kennedy. Estimates put protest numbers at close to 3.5 nationwide. I don't think that's true. I think someone said 3.5% is actually needs to be closer to like 11 million people. We're not there yet, but we're getting close. Let's not congratulate ourselves yet. And they pointed out that 3.5 needs to be not just one weekend, but it needs to be 3.5% of the population who is consistently showing up. And so we're not remotely there yet. But that's not to say what's happening isn't important. What happened last weekend isn't important. Fridays, these are weekly actions. Oh, these are new weekly actions. Fridays from 4 to 5 in Queen Anne. Saturdays from 11 to noon in Bellevue. Sundays at 4 p.m. Mercer Island. These are the regular weekly actions. I told you that, the Little Mermaid full-on made me cry. Like, I wasn't even, like, I wasn't even embarrassed. This is lard with the power of lard, possibly followed by hell fudge. I'm not sure if this is the right speed yet. Lard is Al Jorgensen, P. Barker, Jay Ward, and Jello Biafra. Tuesdays, a bunch of Tesla takedowns. Most of them are at 4:15 to 5:45 at U Village, at South Lake Union. 3 to 6 at the VA hospital. That's still going on. Linwood Tesla, Renton Tesla, Bellevue Bellevue, that's just stand up and speak out. That's not necessarily a Tesla takedown event. Then Wednesdays, 4:30 to 6, Redmond, Musk, or U.S. Starlink SpaceX picket. 4:30 to 5:30, Bellevue, stand up and speak out. 4:30 to 6, Union, Novelty Hill, stand up, speak out. 3 to 5 in Des Moines at Big Catch Plaza. Thursdays, 4:30 to 5:30 in Greenwood near Ken's Market, 4:30 to 5:30 in Madison Valley, 4:30 to 6 in Redmond. Fridays, 11:30 to 3 at the Federal Building, 3 to 4 at Northgate, 4 to 5 at Green Lake across from the Starbucks, 4 to 5 in Queen Anne, 5 to 6:30 in Linwood, 5 to 6:30 Everett, Mukilteo, Mill Creek, Marysville, 5 to 6 Nahomis, 5 to 6 Lake Stevens, 12 noon in Stanwood. Saturdays, 11:30 to 1, Kirkland, 11 a.m. to noon, Bellevue, noon to 1 in Ballard, 12 to 2 in Rainier Beach, Detective Cookie Chest Park, 10 a.m. at U Village. Oh, and these are the Tesla takedowns. 10 a.m. at U Village, 10 a.m. at South Lake Union, 10 a.m. at Renton, 10 a.m. at Bellevue, 10 a.m. at Tacoma, and noon at Linwood. I am disappointed that the Sodo didn't stick. And also for reasons had a feeling it wouldn't. I don't know why. I'm mildly surprised the Ballard protesting is still going on. Again, I don't know why. Oh, is that in conjunction with the farmer's market? That makes more sense. Because that's... Oh, no, wait. Saturday, and the farmer's market's Sunday. Oh, no, I'm not sure. But, that's what they do in West Seattle. From 11:30 to 1:30. 4 p.m. Sundays on Mercer Island, and then 1 to 2 in Shoreline. I don't read the overpasses because I'm not agoraphobic. I'm afraid of heights. I get vertigo, but those are perfectly valid ways to protest. Actions. Defund SPD. That sounds interesting, but I don't know what this is. Oh. Wiener, there's a terrorist. I heard wiener, but waiter, there's a terrorist in my soup. Sorry, I'm reading this in my head. I want everyone to get involved if they can. No, okay. That's interesting, but since they... Oh, wow. An estimated, 70 to 100,000. That's, okay. That is tens of thousands. I was like, it was not tens of thousands. 70 to 100,000. Oh, tons of youth in the house bringing the energy. But again, youth meaning children of activists or actual young people like 18 to 35 on their own. Because that's not what I'm seeing and what other people are calling out. So people are also now, as much as I'm like, Joe Walsh, suddenly you're a Democrat and suddenly you're blah, blah, blah. Apparently he's still retweeting a bunch of like hate mongers. Remember, he was, people are actively calling him out. Like, you don't get to actively try and ruin people's lives and then try and and then continue to have a career being on the side of, just because you're a never Trumper, sorry there's no money for you on that side, but you don't get to make money here. It's kind of, I'm glad I'm not the only one who's having a strong visceral reaction to Joe Walsh being like, I'm a Democrat now. Oh yeah, no, I did say I was going to play it out. This is Hell Fudge by Lard, off of The Power of Lard. That was The Power of Lard. Okay, I actually really like this one, and I'll read it. Authoritarians cannot rise if there are strong communities and people are acting with joy. You need despair and anger in order for an authoritarian to rise. Whatever those things that you bring to the community, do them and do them with joy. Don't stop doing the things that you love because you're scared, because that is actually a form of resistance. Showing up and doing the things you love says to an authoritarian, you have no place to root here. Heather Cox Richardson. Collaborators wanted for political street theater performance art. I'm an individual based in Snohomish County with an idea for... I'm just going to like this just because I think that's a great idea. I'm sorry, I didn't read it. I'm still just reading in my head. And so looking to create impactful, nonviolent performance. Oh, I didn't do my normal... Yes, I advocate for nonviolent actions only, and I'll warn you if and when I think an action might not be. I try to, though I didn't. I guess I kept that. Yeah, the one that turned into a little bit of a thing, but really only a little bit of a thing. Just one dumpster was set on fire. Sorry, no, I'm joking. I now it sounds like I'm minimizing. I really advocate nonviolent only. I did know that protest. I mean, the fact that it was heading to the federal building, going through downtown at night or evening, I had a feeling. I could have warned about that. I didn't. I will try to be better about that in the future. Yeah, but nonviolent performances in public spaces, and I'm looking for 1 to 2 reliable partners to build it with. This is a grassroots project, not an organization. Most of the people that ICE is grabbing are not violent criminals. They are peacefully pursuing the legal path to stay here. I do like this graphic. Oh, Sunday virtual. What time? I'm seeing Sunday. I'm seeing... Am I time? Oh, okay, 3:30 to 4:30. Okay. This is Veronica Hates Me, followed by I Can See Clearly, performed by John Cougar Concentration Camp. The second is a little bit of a meta thing because it is a cover of a cover. It is a cover of I Can See Clearly, but it's really a cover of Screeching Weasel's I Can See Clearly because this is John Cougar Concentration Camp's album My Hair Hurts, which is a song-for-song cover of the entire My Brain Hurts album. That was a thing in the... in the 90s and 2000s specifically for pop punk bands. Covering whole Ramones albums was a thing. Oh, I'm actually going to play Guest List. Oh, I didn't see any of the Northwest Detention Center actions on the calendar, and I'm not sure why. On that calendar. Put her on the guest list at the show, and now I gotta watch her dance like the other weirdos do. Okay, I guess we're just moving on. Like I said, okay. There is a No War in Iran event at the UW Lightrail Station at 3 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday the 21st. If you're in the mood for a Pride thing, Georgetown Pride is in Georgetown. Is in Georgetown and happening from noon to 7. If you're in a Black Pride, kind of a moment. Juneteenth still being celebrated at Othello Park from 1 to 6. And if you're in a mood to eat, Veg Fest is happening in, I want to say Redmond, but let's go to the calendar on that. Oh, that's always weird when that happens. Yeah, sometimes you saw that, right? Like I said, okay, go. Also, it's 10:30, so that show is over, but it was sold out, and again, there are honoring tickets from the January show that was canceled. Please go through Friday quickly, just to Earth, Wind, and Fire, Boop, Boop, at Chateau Saint Michel. Oh, I don't know how, but they found me. Oh, I'm playing that next for sure. This is Dallin Weeks. Is that one made up? Dallin Weeks' other band will definitely play some. I'm not playing OK Go only because I've played. I have two. Oh, wait. Actually, I'm lying. What are the B-sides of these? All right. Amp music. Okay, we're playing Amp music by OK Go, and I'll probably end up playing Get Over It because I love that song. All right, but I know. And it really is a cover of their cover, Big Milk, formerly known as Minnesota. Okay. Broadway Rave at Madame Lou's. I don't know what that means. Bruce Vargas with Live, Life, Love, Live, Life, Love, Punctual. That is, but they look fun. Recession pop bangers from 2007 to 2013. I think recession themed dance nights is itself a recession indicator. No? Like, am I? No? Rumba Kings. Harbor, Denver Metalcore, Follow Coffin, California Thrash, Pauly Shore, The Loser, Pauly fucking Shore. Yes, why not? How's Moving Castle? Dress. That's all I have to say about that. I love, of course, as always, that Central Cinema does a subtitled version and a dubbed version because some people prefer both. They're also doing Fury Road, Funky to Death at Sea Monster, bunch of graduations going on at Sesso Showwear Center in Kent. Terry Neil Diamond tribute. You know it's a weekend in Seattle, so there's got to be a tribute band somewhere. This is Choke. Because, again, part of it is, and especially since I had always vowed I would start taping these on Thursdays, yeah, as much as I get annoyed by people who start who believe the week, who literally believe the week starts on Mondays. I'm like, that's the work week. You can base your entire week around the work week, but weeks start on Sundays. This calendar starts on Fridays because my week starts with the weekend. I already said, yeah, no, this is the lowest rated show on my channel. Consistently, I'm not that, yeah, I have no idea how this episode will do, and I'm not begging for views ever. I had been calling my channel my own little corner of the internet, and I realized that's what Tumblr calls themselves. I literally just stole their slogan. But again, however you happened upon this or found this, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, this is the one show I simulcast. I get slightly more engagement on Facebook, which makes sense because Facebook is made up of more people who know me in real life, which is to say now over the last 20 years or so, people who live here in Seattle. So that tracks. Nonetheless, I think people just like it. I don't think they actually watch it, and that's okay. Again, it's more for me. But I also think it's for posterity. I think, although the timeliness of it, it will never, most people by Friday or Saturday have already figured out what they're going to do for their weekend, so no one's tuning into this to figure out what they're doing. I had projected a little farther in the future, but that didn't actually I used to do like I used to do the following weekend previews or like the whole week, but I'm not doing the whole week currently, at least not in this episode. We'll see. Speaking of weeks, this is Dallin Weeks with I don't know about how but they found me with. Actually, I'm just going to play Introduction and Choke. I literally just played this, but that's okay. I love this song. And I don't know how, but they found me. Where are they playing?
I don't know how, but they found me. Presented by Not You Jerk Records. We invite you to follow along.
We're still looking at Friday, right? Tickets are $43, by the way, if you're actually interested in seeing them.
Turn the page. Now, let's begin.
At Wild Buffalo, which actually surprised me because I think of Wild Buffalo, I don't want to say as a dive place, but I don't know how big they are, but I don't think of them as someone that can charge $43. But I mean, yeah, this is a former member of Panic at the Disco, so it's gonna, that's gonna bring people in. True Love's in Mid-Pack at Spanish Ballroom. I talk a lot about how Mid-Pack is of all the of all the sound-off bands I am familiar with in the 5 years I've been attending sound-off pretty regularly. Mid-Pack seems to be the most consistent play. Like they play out pretty regularly. There are a few others, King Youngblood. Bill Frisell Trio featuring Thomas Morgan and Rudy Worlston. I will be playing Charles Lloyd and the Marvels, which features Bill Frisell. Bill Frisell has had an interesting career. He played with Ivan from... not the Voidoids. Oh, no. Yes, the Voidoid. Richard Held and the Voidoid. Yes, Ivan from the Voidoids. Bill Frisell has mostly played jazz, but has played punk, has played... Yeah. We Are Guardians at Sixth Cinema. As promised, here is Ant Music by OK Go. Oh, in addition to back to like work vlog stuff. Because if it pops in my head, you have to hear about it. Oh. That doesn't sound right. Let's try that again. I was so my job briefly had a hiring freeze, but that's already over, and so I'm sitting on interview panels again. Candidate did fine. Yeah, it's not eventful because the candidate did fine. Not their equity. That one time a candidate finds this between their first and second interview and takes my advice. I doubt it. Again, if you work in my industry at all, if you are, especially if you work with me and you discover this, if you are a colleague either at my organization or anywhere, like if you know me professionally, please keep scrolling. Like, this is not. I mean, it's not. Yeah, my content is. If you know me formerly as a colleague, but we don't work together anymore, that's probably okay. Especially if you're on Facebook. Hi, I miss you. I miss working with you, probably. Well, no, if we're friends on Facebook, I do. This is interesting. Alright, we're going to be playing this more often. Always Patsy Cline. Just remember, kids, when in doubt, always Patsy Cline. Moth Story Slam at Blowdell Hall. I don't know why I said it like that. Blowdell Hall. Chicago Transit Experience live at Jazz Booth. I'm assuming that's... okay, I don't know what that is. Never mind. Shaking Fist final show. I'm assuming this is a band named Shaking Fist and this is their final show. Cult Fest presents Techno Circus. Okay. Black Dogs at Sea Monster. Waterfront Market. I guess that's... yeah, they don't call it White Market, but I guess it's not the Black Market. Blacks get their own market. Storm viewing at Maxwell Hotel. Storm versus Aces. Opening at the... Well, it says members opening party, but I'm assuming that's free for members, not free for everyone. That was Ant Music by OK Go. I suspected I was going to play the A side of that, which is Get Over It. Now I want to know what the B side is to. Yeah, no. Have I been sleeping? Oh, it's not. Oh, wow. Me when I thought etchings were like invented in like 20. This isn't etching though. What is it? It's like it's printed on. I think. Like literally, I think it's like. I mean, I do think it's like silk screen on. If I'm not mistaken, this is not an etching, but I could be wrong. Okay, there is no B side, so I'm playing Get Over It. Okay. So I'm playing Get Over It. You missed your chance. Okay, go. I know I have. Well, I don't know if I've played it. I know I've played that song, but I don't know if I played it on the air. And honestly, I don't know if I've played it on the air or at all in years because I typically focus on just playing Get Over It. Is OK Go with Get Over It. I meant to do all of that. Just like that. Is this still tonight? Is this still today? Wait. Oh my God. Okay. A lot going on. Well, yeah. We have, again, 27 hours today, so a lot. Oh, I'm covering it up, but there's a bye-bye birdie fly. Oh, never mind. Okay, finally. This is actually actionable if you're watching this on like a Saturday morning or whatever. Even by the time I upload this, nothing I just showed can you go to unless you're a time traveler. In fact, I should call like the Friday segment like show notes for time travelers. But again, I do think while this is my lowest rated show, like assuming none of it doesn't just all get removed from YouTube at some algorithm where they're just like, we're going to start removing content, because I am still amazed that YouTube, apparently it's unlimited. I'm like, why are you paying $19.99 to Apple for 5G of storage for your videos? You can literally just post them all to YouTube and they'll be there 10 years later. For now, until they change the rules, which they have done a few times on me. So, but until now, all my videos are still up, including like some of those like 10-hour videos. It's kind of nuts, actually. The content that I post, if I had to choose, if they actually limited me to like, you can have this much bandwidth per month, or you can have this much like, and how like, what is it, like people upload 2 years of content to YouTube every minute, like, or something, there's like what, I mean, I'm always like railing against AI, and I'm like all the gallons and the servers and whatnot. My content on YouTube, what it must cost in the environmental cost to host my 1,700 videos, which are all uniformly, well, some of them are worse than this, but none of them are better. I mean, this is pretty typical. That was Get Over It by OK Go. Before that was Ant Music. Okay, Fremont Fair. Okay, I don't know what that is. Free through June 22nd. Okay, let's look this up. Is this the parade? Okay, again, fair but not parade. Well, just because it sounds like we're there. This is Charlie Lloyd and the Marvels with Masters of War off of I Long to See You. Oh, that's... Gimme Disco. IDK How. Like, that's complete acid bath at Marimore Park. That's actually interesting. The Kooks at Showbox Soto, Yola at Neptune, Earth, Wind, and Fire again tonight. Pedro the Lion at Barboza. Oh, are we boycotting Barboza now because they signed that? Because they signed that letter against harm reductions. I don't know what is it called. I don't know what they're actually proposing, but it's going to be Broadway and Pine, and they're going. It will be there. What the people again, and I always use. What the people, the signatories, businesses, and individuals don't realize is refusing to allow services into your neighborhood isn't going to make the unsheltered people in your neighborhood gonna go away. They will be there. And 12th and Jackson, no matter what tactics people use, people are going to use that corner for what they need to use that corner for. It's just kind of wild. And the politicians, they'll do their quick Beats Antique with eggshells at Showbox. They'll do their quick fixes that don't work, and then they're hoping to move on. 12th night at Act Theater, but is Act the one? No, Fifth Avenue is the one. Safe Ferris with Mr. Blank and College Radio. The politicians, they'll propose their quick fixes, and by the time they didn't work and there are still the activities that they propose to do away with, because you can shuffle people around a city over and over and over and over, and you can take their stuff, but all you're going to do is help Big Five sell tents. You're not going to, but they're not going to go anywhere because they are residents of that neighborhood, whether you acknowledge them and treat them as such or not. And saying, but here, you need to actually go here where the services are miles away. And here, we'll give you the bus transfers and whatnot. No. They are a resident of this neighborhood, and if you can't give them the services they need in this neighborhood, they'll find a way to live without those services. But they're not going to leave this neighborhood because they are residents, just like you are. So you can take away all their services and refuse to allow more or any at all. And just like when your grocery store closes down or whatever, and it can be devastating. It can be really devastating. Oh my God, this is real rearranging of my life. But you adapt because it's your neighborhood. You don't go somewhere else. I mean, well, you do for the groceries or whatever, and they will go miles and miles for their services, but then they'll come back to their neighborhood because it's their neighborhood. Brian Posen, who I know from the Sarah Silverman show, but he's on lots of stuff. At the clock out. All right, that might low-key be my pick for tomorrow. Wow. I don't know why I didn't catch that. So there's an 8 p.m. show and okay, clock out, be doing comedy now. That's actually awesome. From the Kings. Oh, Fremont Solstice Day Party featuring Warren Dudes and Mid-Pack. That's at Nectar though, so that's not free. That's Shambhala pre-party at Wild Buffalo. Psychedelic Pride with Count Dicula featuring live music, drag, and dancing. Summer Mood Swing Day 1 with Hutchie. I looked all over for my Hutchie records and I could not find them. I'm so mad about that. Taste Testers, TSC. I guess we're just calling them that. Trash Sound Conglomerate, but TSC, I guess. Oh, Bradford Marsalis at Benny Roya. More Pauly Shore. The Weasel. Again, the dubbed version of Howl's Moving Castle, who would prefer that. And they don't judge. Central Cinema doesn't judge. They put on both. We're going to play this out. This is Of Course, Of Course. Yeah, second annual Georgetown Pride. It's starting at 11, not noon. Okay. Pride Bar Crawl starting at Ozzy's. That's a ticketed event. Starting at 4. Street Policy with Cherub Chains, Left with None, Body Shot, and Refuse to Lose at Baba Yaga. Blue Star, Creeper, Non-Modern, and Freeloader at Darnell's. 14th annual Beatmasters. You can tell that's got the Garbage Pail Kids like vibe going. Party Girl Night of Party Girl Anthems at Chop Suey. That's free. Bill Frisell. We're listening to the Charlie Lloyd and the Marvels. I guess Bill Frisell is a Marvel for the purposes of what we're listening to. Anastasia live Tether tour with Desert Flower at Fremont Abbey. Ravel Bolero at Benny Roya. Follow Coffins at Funhouse. They played with someone else somewhere else. Oh, and someone else is playing the Fremont thing. Yeah, okay, I'm not going back. We're not going back. I thought that was Pauly Shore. Okay, sorry, Kevin. That's relevant. I don't know who you are, but it looks like Linda and Lisa. The Symphony. Clap, clap, clap. The Symphony. Eep Op with the Shit Fits and Dum Dums at Slim's Last Chance. Hot Wheels Monster Trucks Live, Glow and Fire at Angel Winds Casinos. I actually really kind of low-key want to go see Monster Trucks. I don't think I would be welcome in the crowd, but but always be yourself. But if you can't be yourself, always Patsy Cline. Oh, that's low-key my pick. That's at 8:30 tomorrow. I'm not going to make that, but you could. International Day of Yoga at Pier 62. I did not make the black market tonight. I actually was going to go down and check it out, but we're not. is that true? My dad gave me this album, and then somehow Bill Frisell came up, and then I reminded my dad, like, you gave me this album, and he's on it. And my dad was like, okay. I don't know. He wasn't as excited as I was. This is Bite the Hand That Feeds Part 1, followed by I Kill Spies by Agent Orange. I'm pretty sure this is the first Agent Orange I ever heard. This is The Voice is the name of the record. Who is the band? All Time Low is the most recent band to like color coordinate in primary colors, but I was like, rip off. That's actually pretty funny. In my mind, I was like, rip off Water Parks much, but actually Agent Orange 19, what is this, like 80, I want to say 2, probably? No, later, 86. Yeah, okay. 86. This is Agent Orange off of This Is The Voice, with Bite the Hand That Feeds, followed by I Kill Spies, possibly followed by This Is Not the End. Yeah, no, low-key International Day of Yoga. Am I even on the right side? I'm not on the right side, but I'm okay with it. This is say isn't true. I can't explain. It's so complex. It's so hard to feel. You know that once I get the feeling that I'll never get the chance to talk to you. You know that once I get the feeling that I'll never hear you say it isn't true. I've got to hear you say it isn't true. Wire Art Family Workshop at the National Nordic Museum. That's free at 10 a.m. Saturday. Live Hypnosis. Good, thanks. Art Supply Swap at Common Area. Summer Music Performance Showcase at Clockout at noon. And now I'm going to play what I actually meant to play, which is Bite the Hand That Feeds Part 1. Maybe. I love it in your room at night. It's the only place when you talk to me. Sorry, I'm still just obsessing with the Bengals. Jazzy brushstrokes, fine art and jazz intersect at Fountainhead Gallery. My dad. That silly roller derby all-stars versus Jet City roller derby at Southgate Roller Rink tomorrow at 5:15. Super good food. We don't need you anymore. We don't need you anymore. How does it feel? Super good food. Sorry, TikTok has me like all over like this song is just that song. And it's like, again, I was talking about like the generational thing. That's a big one. It's like, your songs are just my songs, but that's only because, but they only go back to like the 70s and 80s, and I'm like, okay, I grew up in the 70s, 80s, and I know 50s and 60s music, and our songs are just their songs. So, how does it feel? Super good food. We don't need you anymore. We don't need you anymore. Sorry. We are not listening to the Dead Kennedys. We're actually listening to Agent Orange with... This should be I Kill Spies, or am I... Let's find out. Yes. Madman Across the Water, the music of Elton John at the Rabbit Box. 7 p.m. Doors. Don't expect the show to start exactly like... I specifically... Okay, hold on. Oh, alright, I gotta respond. Alright, we made it through. Okay. Oh well. For the hardcore partiers, who's out on Sunday? Let's just see. And then usually this is how I get goaded into doing the whole week. I'm like, oh shit, a band I would never have expected to play on a Sunday. A band I really wanted to see. Yeah, no. Sometimes this is I Kill Spies. So yeah, no, okay, that was Bite the Hand and Feet. This is I Kill Spies. We're still listening to Agent Orange off of This Is the Voice. Little Feet and Nitty Gritty Dirt Band Dirty Feet Tour at Marimore. That's cute. Pierce the Veil. Oh, I Can't Hear You World Tour at WAMU. Alright. Did someone say they want to hear Pierce the Veil? We can do that. Yeah, no, okay. That's not going to prompt me to Stevie Wonder and Arena Rock at the Crocodile. That's School of Rock. Oh, yeah, no, oh. Boop. Holy shit, what's happening? Randy Feltface. Randy Feltface. At the Moore. Close out benefit. Bradford Marsalis. This is Pierce the Veil with Texas is Forever, which is probably my favorite Pierce the Veil song. At least on this record, not necessarily my all-time favorite Pierce the Veil. This is my only Pierce the Veil record that I own, but I think I own this record. I could be wrong. This just sounds like the Child Play soundtrack to me. Howl's Moving Castle, Mad Max Fury Road. We're looking at Sundays, so yeah. Punky Johnson at the Hereafter. That's a mood. I'm kind of like an installation. Oh, it is. Okay. That. Capella, Sunbathe or Die, Anger Management, and Zaylee Hayes at the the Spanish Ballroom in Tacoma. That band at Funhouse. LaBelle's Bolero. Oh, Songs of Black Folk at McGraw Hall, which is officially being listed as a Juneteenth event. So I guess that is the end of Juneteenth weekend, if we're calling it that. Bill Frisell, we played some Bill Frisell, but we don't have solo Bill Frisell, but Fantasy Book Ball, the Ultimate Summer Solstice Fantasy Giveaway. Oh, Auburn Juneteenth at Cove Park. That's on Sunday. I love that for us. Tacoma, Washington Super Show. I don't know, it looks like cars, but I don't know what it is. The Hot Wheels monster truck still going hard. Beer and yoga at Crucible Brewing. That sounds like a thing. Yeah, no, okay. The Jubal Show on stage at Tacoma Comedy Club. Boop, boop. It's the whole deal. It's the whole... Not to be weird, Jubal, but I had the neck tattoo long before you did. No, that is true, but I... Jubal Fresh, formerly known as Jubal Flag. Both of those sound like stage names, but I think one is an actual, just legal government name. Oh, me, when I'm like, oh, hair metal adult show, all ages at Clock Out, School of Rock. Adult show. All ages. I think adult show means it's the School of Rock adult. They have an adult program. Oh, wait, no. Is it Bandcamp Friday? Hint, it is not. August 1st is the next one. Oh, yeah, no, there you go. So I'm going to go to my lists. This is Here Comes Trouble by... We're just going to start going west across the southern border, which means I'm going to play something from New Mexico, something from Texas, and something from Florida, because that's literally our entire southern border. I'm kind of making that up, but this is Here Comes Trouble. I actually have to look it up. Is Here Comes Trouble by the Eyeliners. Is Party Till the Break of Dawn. Alright, let's just go through the rest of the calendar and then oh. Alright, we're not going to talk about my Georgetown Pride logo because I did it in MS Paint in about 10 seconds and no one pays me for this shit. But I really want to talk about a specific Pride logo that I'm not going to roast at this exact moment because anyone who took the time to create a Pride logo did that with love. Or not. Oh my gosh. What if it is intentional sabotage and or, oh, I guess I'm signifying we are moving from the political to the, like, music portion. Kinda, I'm just kidding. That was the eyeliner of the Party Till the Break of Dawn. Am I playing 3 in a row? This is Johnny Lockhart. Solstice, gay, gay, gay. Juneteenth, gay, gay, gay. Georgetown Pride, gay, gay, gay. No, seriously, gay all that shit up. No matter where you go this weekend, gay that shit up. That's my top pick for this weekend. And I'm looking at my paper notes. Yeah, it's the summer solstice. Yeah, rescheduled from January 16th. Okay, go. Neptune Theater. Again, that's the eyeliners, gel, and the holograms. No. In New Mexico, Albuquerque, bouquets. Wait, what the fuck? Where am I even putting that? Okay. Okay. I said we were moving. Okay, we will, but I didn't know where OK Go was from, actually. This is Here We Go Again. This is the video with the exercise machines. This is one where they became like the video people. Oh, actually, yeah, but this is the one we choreographed by his sister, right? One of the. Yeah, again, Time Travelers. The Waterfront Black Market was tonight at Pier 62 from 3:30 to 9:30. Tomorrow, Northwest Annual, 9th Annual It Takes A Village, Juneteenth at Othello Park from 1 to 6 p.m. Sound Transit is warning FIFA from June 15th through the 25th. So we're actually halfway there, and it actually hasn't affected me. They are adding extra rides, so I actually haven't even noticed. So thanks, Sound Transit. Constantine wants to run Sound Transit. He just wants an entity with a big budget, it seems. Just saying. Oh yeah, no, Lake Washington closures happening all month, all summer. Again, the FIFA thing, And some Italian team, who I guess is here for FIFA, says they were forced to do a photo op at the White House with Trump. They weren't given an option to. Well, at least one player is like, yeah, not there by choice. Just saying. This is Beer, Steers, and Queers. Wait, the album. That's the name of the album. Oh, it's Revco. Revolting Cocks. I was like, wait, what is this? Who is this by? MCM. Wait. 19. Okay, I can't tell what. Yeah, okay. I don't know what they're trying to. Yeah, no, okay. Anyways, the Revolting Cocks with. A song. Let's find out. Oh, missed opportunity, but that's fine. Revolting Talks are Al Jorgensen, Luke Van Acker, Chris Connolly, William Rieflin, and Paul Barker. I think we found, yeah, okay, anyway. Holy shit, I do need to, okay. Yeah, Lake Washington closures. We already talked about, Veg Fest. It is happening in Redmond. Downtown Park. It is free for the first time. It is going on until 8 p.m., so 12 to 8 p.m. If you can make it all the way to Redmond, that's... Yeah, okay. Let's try that again. That doesn't sound right. What was... wait. Oh. I was like, what was I listening to at the wrong speed? I wasn't listening to anything at the wrong speed. I just... Always Patsy Cline. Always say gay. Always say gay. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is... yeah, well, we're getting there. Pagliacci Free Pizza Day from 9 to midnight at many Pagliacci locations in conjunction with the solstice. They've done this before. I already, Randy Feltface. Yeah, vegan, vegetarian, and raw. And again, I'm like, raw is not my friend, bro. I have nothing against eating raw foods. I love raw broccoli. I love raw foods. But also, cooking is an important technique to... And people are like, eat everything raw. It's all the enzymes. It's the healthiest. Yeah, no, there are some things you should eat raw. Fruit. Yeah, no, there are some things. But but cooking things and processing things are not inherently dangerous, and we're moving towards a moment where that's what they're implying, and it's like, but over-process is a real thing. Sorry, dude. I don't know how to describe this. I used to literally not know how to burp. And also I had this like psychological, like, burping is gross, but farting is quiet, because I can always do that, like, silent but deadly. But I don't know how to burp quietly, so burping will always, at least in a public space, I guess I will always choose. Well, the gas is going to leave my body one way or another, I guess is what I'm saying. But, what are we talking about? Lake Washington closures? No, we're not. Neither of these are the beer, steers, and queers. Something feels wrong. Oh, because that was stainless steel providers, maybe? Yeah. Is I can't sit still. This is the Al Jorgensen special. I hope everything's okay with Al Jorgensen. Like, sometimes it's like I didn't mean to do that. It just was a coincidence that I played a bunch of that celebrities' music, and now they are resting, gracing. But yeah, I will be seeing Oliver Francis at El Corazon on June 25th. I will be seeing Dayglow Abortions at the Funhouse on July 30th. Both of those are courtesy of Do More. I'm not going to explain the whole process, but you can get tickets every month for a set fee, and those tickets are, I would say, always worth more than the $7.50 you would pay a month. Originally it was $5 a month, but $7.50 is still reasonable. That comes out to $84 a month. For $84 a year, or again, $7.50 a month, you can get two tickets, which are absolutely going to guarantee be worth more than $3.50 each. There are no $5 shows in Seattle. Either shows are free or they're not. But there's no $5 shows, $10 shows. And let's talk about this. Where do you live? And do $5 shows even exist? Do $10 shows? They sound, if you're talking about a local show or like, they sometimes.
So I gotta call the other number and find out how much it is to get in there. Probably $5. Find out where it's at.
Oh.
I don't know if they're gonna have a band there tomorrow night. Somebody talking or
That's so weird. Except maybe I've listened to this 1,000 million times, and I knew they were talking about like the song.
I have to call them and ask them, what is that? What did they call it?
The Revolting Top.
Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay, well, you have fun tonight. Don't freeze to death.
Okay, well, y'all can
This makes me feel like this makes me just want to play the Crucifix. Yeah, you choose a controversial name and then act surprised when it's controversial. Like, I love them both. I love Revco and I love Wisconsin's greatest, Crucifix. Okay, we're playing way more Revolting Cocks than I planned to. Oh no, this is exactly what I'm gonna play. I'm like, oh, when that's the song. And yeah, the word, even in 2025, queer is a controversial term. We're gonna talk about pop music. No, we're going to talk about what's going on in Seattle in the queer scene. Lucky Mart Pride Fashion Market, 625. Is that also a celebration of FIFA getting the fuck out of here? At Massive Nightclub, who claims their entire staff is queer, and many are POC and disabled. Prices are from $15 to $25. That's valid. Seattle Trans Pride is next Friday. It's coming up from 5 to 10 p.m. at Volunteer Park. Mask required. We mask up in our community. We keep everyone safe, and everyone means everyone, including, Indigiqueer is June 27th. Same night, that's at Waterfront Park, Pier 62. Pride Fest, Capitol Hill, Saturday, June 28th, noon to 8 p.m. And then the Pride Parade, June 29th, that's next Sunday, is that right? June 26th. At Outland from 9 p.m. to 1:30. Outland at Rendezvous. Goth Industrial Dark Wave. I don't know why that says Sunday, because the 26th is not a Sunday at all. That's a Thursday. Me too. That was Revolting Cocks with Beer Steers and Queers off of Beer Steers and Queers. This is... Yeah, well, I'm always going to play this version. I don't... Yeah. Between Miley and Billy Ray, I don't know what the deal is or the politics or whatever, but this is Old Town Road remix, Lil Nas X featuring Billy Ray Cyrus, Young Thug, and Mason Ramsey.
Nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing.
Tacoma Pride is July 12th at Wright Park. I'm going to have to take 3 buses to get to that shit, but yeah, they're expanding. They've moved past their downtown, and I will still have to head out to Dorky's afterward. Federal Way Pride added to the calendar, new to the calendar, August 2nd, noon to 7 p.m. at Federal Way Town Plaza. 31600 Pete Van Reichenbauer Way South. I got no giddy up, and giddy out my way is, yeah, like, yeah. Pacific Northwest Black Pride is the weekend of Friday, August the 22nd to Sunday, August 24th. Boise Pride is September 6th and 7th. And then, we just got through the, well, I was like, okay, well, there's still a way. Okay. The Addicts are playing June 29th, so just like next, what, Tuesday? Not this Tuesday, but the following. We are, for those of you who are like, I'm bored, I'm done. I hear you. Me too. We are reaching the end of this episode. This is a cover of the... Okay. I don't know. This is a cover of... Or some versions of Disney Deconstructed. Some version of the Muppet Show theme. Followed by some version of... Okay, that's not the right speed. Wow. I'm assuming this is the right speed, but let's find out. Let's fuck around and find out. Well, I'm playing it now, so this is Durez So Amazing mix from Tron Legacy. How many records can I play the wrong side of tonight? That's the theme, the wrong side show. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. Oh yeah, no, just in general, coming soon, Southgate Arcade, and then El Centro Roller Rink actually already exists in Federal Way. Southgate coming to, what is that, White Center? Are we calling it, what are we calling that? Oh, no, wait, what? Is that, That's White Center, right? Yeah, it is. And then after I posted, I miss Knock Knock, people let me know about Church Cantina in Tacoma and Two Fingers Social. Is that West Seattle? But yeah, no, there are some goth bars out there in the world. Electrifying Expo happening July 12th and 13th in Miramar Park. They really think we think, I don't know. When you see a Cybertruck, do you see some like, it's going to blow my mind, it's the future, because there are a lot of shots of Cybertrucks, or do you see like, I don't know, Electrify Expo, you put a lot of your eggs in the Cybertruck basket, and I'm not sure most of us see that as the future. It's already like dustbin of history. When I see a Cybertruck, I'm like, you're driving an Etzel. You're driving and again, Etzels had that interesting middle, like nipple, I don't know, describe it, like bullet. Yeah, no, Etzel had an interesting design. I mean, it's not quite a Pinto, though I guess like the Pinto, the internal memos will come out at some point about the Cybertruck and what other people tasked to do, bring out this vision, which is out here in the world, exactly as described. Again, Muppet theme as promised. Me too. That's, yeah, when I think of Muppets, this is exactly the mood. Oh, yeah, no, and then a variety of waterfront Pier 62 events. We already talked about Indigiqueer, June 27th. Seattle Disability Arts Festival, July 12th. Holy shit, no. Okay, alright. Soul on the Waterfront, a black-owned business spotlight, August 16th. Salmon Homecoming, September 20th. Various walks and things happening. Seafair Torchlight Parade, taking a new route through Waterfront Park, July 26th. I'm very curious about that. And we talked about the concert series. Silver Sun Pickups, July 13th. Fruit Bats, August 1st. I'm sorry, Deltron 3030, July 19th. Get it? West Seattle Summer Fest is July 11th to the 13th. Capitol Hill Block Party is July 19th to the 20th. Emoja Fest is August 2nd and 3rd. And I'm literally writing need tickets. Fences. Because that's fine, but that's what people need to know. Like, if you just show up at a field and it's open and free, or do I have to go through security? not everyone feels comfortable with that, and that's valid. It's time to put on makeup. This is a Muppet show. Edmund Block Party, August 8th and 9th. Oh, August 1st, band camp. Atlanta Zymox, August 23rd at El Corazon. The Vans Warped Tours, the Megan movies, the Seattle Art Fair is July 17th to the 20th. Wait, I don't understand why they're saying DC pre-sale. DC, okay, is there another okay, I need to look into this because I feel like, alright, my notes are not valid. Sophie Powers. But yeah, 28 years later, did that come out today? Is that actually out? Megan 2 coming out next Friday, June 27th. I Know What You Did Last Summer coming out July 18th. July 23rd and 24th, Devo are playing Zoo Tunes at the Woodland Park Zoo. The museum passes back and includes the zoo and the aquarium, just saying. But it's not just like I have a library card, I can show up. You have to like reserve, and it's complicated. It's complicated. Vegan Street Fair at Cal Anderson Park, July 26th. Yeah, well, this note just happens to have it on the same note, but I'll read it this way. Kudef and Dorfmeister at the Moore, 9/15, September 15th. You can win tickets. Again, Renly Fellface at the Moore this Sunday. I'm like, what month are we in? June 22nd. L7 with Bratmobile, Team Gretz, Thunder, Pussy, Mike Love, Kate Dismore, and more. At the Port of Olympia, August 22nd and 23rd. Toxic Avenger movie coming out August 29th. Rainier Day in Georgetown, September 6th. Sparks is playing September 24th. Sex Pistols featuring Frank Turner playing October 13th at the Showbox. October 1st is Orange Shirt Day. October 3rd is Mean Girls Day. Thanks for listening, watching. I'm done. I don't even know what we're listening to. I didn't know. Oh no, I actually wanted to play this. This is the Main Street Electrical Parade extended mix. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I think we're good. This is the end of the episode. Boop, boop. Oh shit. It's 12:01. Thanks for listening and watching. Officially will not be uploading. Yeah, no. Anything posted about Friday. It's Saturday now. Happy solstice in the rear view. Is a Dave Auday club remix or Adi Auday? Off of Disney Deconstructed. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being you. Actually know what I want to play next. It's Cyndi Lauper's Shine, but we'll have to save for the next episode because I don't have it handy, and we're going to close out with something off of the Mean Girls, the motion picture soundtrack. Gong.
It's a cautionary tale of fear and lust and pride based on actual events where people died.
No one died.
But how far would you go to be popular and hot? Would you resist temptation?
No, you would not.
Just admit it, sometimes being is what you are. Mean is easier than nice, and the mean can take you far. Maybe this will make you think twice.
Spin, clicker, bossy.
Bossy.
This is a cautionary tale about corruption and betrayal.
Getting
Hit by a bus.
You can buy integrity at the mall. It's not for sale.
Nice.
This
Truth.
is a tale.
Our story begins in Africa. Good night. Thanks for watching. Oh my gosh.